All right, here we are with Mac for our second part of our interview. It may end up being the first part. I'll make the executive decision, but we are going to talk about this Saturday. Very exciting, because a lot of people, our community really likes to be involved in talking about what's going to happen, and they like to know when a project's coming. They don't want something just jammed down their throat. They want to say, "Hey, I talked and I heard what was going to happen, and I had my feedback and stuff like that." This Saturday, you're gonna hold a symposium at City Hall.
Right.
And what can people expect? Who's going to speak? What can people expect to see and hear at this symposium about the BirdsEye property?
Right. You're right about people's input in Gloucester. We've been working for the last year developing consensus, working on consensus, and we all have a real identity with this community that we love because it is so beautiful and because it does represent a foundation of life, and you know, it's everything. So I really respect the fact that people want input and people should have input, and we've gained a lot by taking the process seriously and appreciating people's input. We've gotten some great ideas that we would have never gotten otherwise, and it's been very, very exciting. We've got ideas for a beach club, which is part of a health club, which is using the oldest beach in the country, Pavilion Beach, that's right there, directly connected to the property. And you know, people's enthusiasm for, you know, can we get real jobs there? And we've been working on getting those type of jobs to Gloucester for the last 5 years, and there's a possibility that we might actually woo one down from the Beverly area that is tough because Gloucester has some, you know, innate challenges of distance and demographics, but this site is so fantastic that we have extra power, I think, and influence in terms of people being interested. Now, what this symposium on Saturday is about is that we're taking it to the political process next. We're going for the planning board and the city council to give us a broad framework within which to work. And so this Saturday we'll be presenting at City Hall, and we hope as many people that are interested will come. It'll also be shown on cable, but it'll be a presentation of the history of urban renewal and how we've kind of gotten to this situation of having this magnificent 3 acres located downtown on the beach, on the harbor, just lay waste, and what we can do about that. And our architectural team will be presenting concepts, and
also people will be able to see, like, because I love that kind of stuff, like,
yeah,
you know, just
well,
visualizations and stuff.
In a very broad sense, you know, how we've come up with our design crit and how we've come up with engineers and architects on the green technology that we're committed to, the leading with the desire for net zero. One of the things that we're going to talk about, which I'm sure will absolutely have people somewhat shocked, is the concept of wind power. Right there on the site, Mark Ritchie has a giant windmill in Newburyport, and we can make this project, we think, a net zero project, that meaning it doesn't take any energy.
Is that a carbon footprint zero or something?
Exactly.
Like that?
And you know, if we can have an industrial strength windmill, then that would be part of the project. We're going to be talking about height restrictions because, you know, one of the things we've been involved in, that's Gloucester Mill. That was one of the projects we did early on back in the late 80s. And Gloucester Mill is 88 feet tall. And one of the things that we need to be able to do is talk about scale. And this location lends itself very nicely to being able to embrace the Gloucester of old. This is World War II time zone Gloucester. I don't know if you can see that, but
it'd take a while to
Gloucester
focus.
used to be, you know, really rocking, and it's only since post World War II that Gloucester kind of got put out of business, and urban renewal was kind of the final stroke of.
Where that arrow is right now, just so people know, is the site where we're talking about.
And And so, you know, there's a lot of opportunity. What we're saying is, let's look at the diversity and the vitality that Gloucester was, and how do we get that back? And it's a little bit of, you know, take the cork out of the bottle and let the genie out, because we think we can still have our working waterfront, and we think we can still have a lot of community and diversity, creating vitality around that waterfront, and we can work Gloucester into a working, you know, vital community again.
What time is the symposium going to start?
9 a.m. on Saturday morning.
9 a.m. Saturday morning at City Hall.
Yeah.
And who's going to be? You're going to have different speakers?
Yeah. Gregory Gibson and M.J. Boylan will be talking about the history and kind of what we've done in the last year in terms of consensus building, the history of urban renewal, the architectural team. We have one of our architectural team members is a former greasy pole walker, so we're talking some integrative community here, and not just a bunch of show dogs from up the line. And so, you know, we're very excited. We'll be presenting probably for about 90 minutes on Saturday morning, and you know, one of the things we're going to be able to do is speak of our track record. We brought this picture. That's the building that we bought, which is part of the BirdsEye neighborhood. It's the building that I bought in 1985, and we rehabbed it, and now that building looks like that. So, you know, we think that between
that's amazing,
that project and Gloucester Mill and a building on 44 Commercial Street, which is on the Inner Harbor, and the Pathways property on Emerson Avenue, and what we've worked on in the past 25 years speaks well to our sense of aesthetics, our sense of scale.
There is no question. It's undeniable to me that everything that I've seen architecturally from you and everything else fits within the community. There's nothing that is just done based on a cheap building or anything like that. There are design elements that fit with our community every single time. It's very, it seems like you're very conscious of that.
We appreciate that. You know, integrative and synergistic and sensitive is, to us, part of, you know, what comes through as a result of our love of our community. You know, it's.
But also in this project, I mean, and I know the one that you were talking about before on the Annisquam, more use of green technology than any building that I've seen before around here.
We just believe that we have to respect our relationship to the environment, that the future is all about the environment, the future is all about energy efficiency, and we want to create a living, working, playing environment, an environment where any one of us would be proud to live there with our girlfriend, live there with our mother, our father, live there with our, you know, child, whatever relationship. And you know, these storms that we've lived through, these last 3 storms that have knocked out our electricity and knocked out our, you know, water, and you know, they give you a new consciousness of what is security and how can we, you know, create something that is in fact secure. And so water resource, how the sewer is handled, radiant heat in the floors, solar heat, it's all what it's about. It's all part of the future.
Okay, this Saturday, April 24th, 9 a.m., City Hall. You're going to get all the information. You're going to get. There's going to be the design team, architectural team, and you're going to get. And if you want to be part of it, come on down.
Great.
Thanks.
Mike.